it's very intense having things in your mouth.
Your character Skye is in a very dark place in this film. What kind of preparation did you do beforehand to get into that state of mind?
It's so interesting you ask me that. As people are asking me, I think I'm discovering myself how little time I actually did have, which I actually think was kind of great because I didn't overthink it. I was cast and then we were shooting fairly quickly. But I will say there were things that I had to dive into, for example, being in the studio and recording the songs and learning the dances, these things that I was thrust into that I think also kind of help you get into character just by subconsciously. And then just me and Parker would just talk for hours and hours and hours about Skye. And I think, it wasn't anything necessarily special, if I'm honest. I just went and had a go. Just went and just was like, all right, let's see what happens, and kind of figured out, I guess, ways to ramp up to that intensity, but efficiently, because we didn't have a lot of time, as most movies are. So yeah, I just kind of had a crack.
One thing is the mental, but also the physical part of this movie. There's, of course, the dances and all of that, but there was also the parts where you are attacked, things are put into your mouth, stuff like that. Could you talk to me about that process?
Oh, no, that's a great question, because something that's so funny about that day was, first of all, yes, it's emotionally taxing, but it was very physically taxing as well. And that scene in particular, it's very intense having things in your mouth. There's no way to say that doesn't sound inappropriate. I could rephrase that. It's very intense. There's no other way to say it. Like sticking shit in your mouth, like it's just intense. And so, like in that, for example, you have people. There's an intimacy about it, of course. So, but honestly, at that point, I built up so much trust with those dancers, because they were also the dancers that were in. Do you know what I mean? So there was a trust element there that we'd already built. And then Sasha, who was our incredible head of makeup, she was the one tasked with, there was a pear on the end of a stick. And that's what was inserted into my mouth to create that VFX moment. And Parker was like, who do you want to put the pear in your mouth? And I was like, Sasha. And she was like, oh no. And so she felt this like intense pressure of like, oh my gosh, I've got to get this right. And I've got to and there's a picture of her, and she is just, she's like, I've got one job, to stick this pear in her mouth. And I just want to make sure we get it like first take, like, because again, it's technical, right? It's about the angle that it goes in, et cetera, et cetera. And then it was kind of great because it was like a lollipop, and I just ate the pear off of the stick. So, yeah, it was an interesting movie to make.